Hello, everyone. So I have decided to upload a video. I've been thinking about it all week. Sorry about that traffic. I've been thinking about it since I've heard about this case. And how I heard about it is from Kevin Nugent's Help Bring Kevin Home's group. So I want to say right from the beginning, Shane is no relation to Kevin and his family, but he was a family friend, so they did know him. And they are asking for prayers for Shane's family. Now, his name, they are pronouncing it different. They are pronouncing it Shane Nguyen. It's spelled the same as Kevin's, but it's being pronounced differently. So that's how I will pronounce it, Shane Nguyen. But I was wanting to update on a couple cases, and Kevin's was one of them. So I go in that group from time to time. I offer prayers, and I check to see if there's any updates. And sadly, there are none. It seems that people may know some things about some things that went on in the bar that night, or people, and they have theories, but they have no proof. And I think I do plan on doing another video on that for discussion, as people that came into my chat when we did do Kevin's video also were aware of some things. But again, sadly, there's no updates. So if we can just keep praying for Kevin Nugent's family as well, for closure, and just to know, and just bring Kevin home. So, and another case I wanted to update is Angie Barlow. That's a case that I hold dear to my heart as well. That family is still seeking closure and justice, and it's one of those cases that just seem like, wow. It seems so simple and so obvious, in my opinion, but yet there's nothing. And her family is, very much seeking justice. They post almost daily. So, we may do an update video on that too, but there, sadly, again, nothing. So today we're going to talk about Shane Nguyen. I'm going to be reading from Fox 55 in Fort Wayne. And I do want to warn everybody, as I did in my description, so just ahead of time, this is very disturbing, very graphic, and it may trigger you. But this is the timeline of events in the homicide of Shane Nguyen. And at this time, it was leading to 2 arrests. Now, there are 3 people in custody. But, so it says, Matthew J. Kramer, 2, is charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and resisting police. And Jacob D. Carrion, I may have butchered that, Hamilton, is facing charges of assisting a murder, abuse of a corpse, and resisting police in connection to the homicide and dismemberment of Shane Nguyen. This was posted April 27th and updated April 28th. Fort Wayne, Indiana, police have charged 2 men in the death of 55-year-old Shane Van Nguyen. According to court documents, 21-year-old Matthew J. Kramer, too, is charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and resisting police. 20-year-old Jacob D. Carrion Hamilton is facing charges of assisting a murder, abuse of a corpse, and resisting police. Court documents say Kramer asked Nguyen for a ride from Elkhart to Fort Wayne on Friday, April 23rd, the last day Nguyen was seen alive. Once they were in Fort Wayne, they went to a used store facility on Coliseum Boulevard, where Kramer had a unit. According to police, when they got to the storage facility, Kramer told Nguyen to put his back to him. He put him in a chokehold until he was unconscious. When Kramer went to remove Nguyen from the van, Nguyen's head hit the ground hard. Documents say Kramer dragged Nguyen into the storage unit, killed him, and left him there. The next day, police say Kramer and Carrion Hamilton dismembered Nguyen's body inside the unit. Documents say they were going to dispose of the body behind an abandoned building early Sunday when they saw a police car in the parking lot. The suspects took off in Nguyen's van. Carrion Hamilton bailed and ran while police say Kramer crashed into a fence near Lake Avenue before he ran. Police searched the van and found Nguyen's remains. They also found receipts for a large knife and tarp that were bought in Goshen, which police say helped them identify the suspects. A used store representative says the company is cooperating with police, but otherwise has no further comment. A third man identified by police, Cody Clements, turned himself in on Monday and has not been charged at this time. And I did link this in the description. It shows the affidavit for probable cause, and it gives all the information there. And on this site, it shows the court documents and stuff. But what I am wondering is, the one that is charged with only assisting, I hope he gets charged with as much as the other two, because we've seen in other cases where they don't. But this is really sad. I am going to see if this video will play. It's on this site. I do have it linked, but I'm going to play this video.
Tonight, chilling details on the brutal killing and dismemberment of a Fort Wayne man. Good evening, I'm Chris Malooly. Thanks for joining us. New tonight, police have charged 2 men and a third is currently in custody. 55-year-old Shane Nguyen had been missing since Friday, and a silver alert was sent out midnight on Sunday. His body was found a few hours later. Fox 55's Kelsey Mannix reports what police say happened to him and the charges against the suspects. We should warn you first, though, some of the details may be upsetting to viewers.
Today, police announced the charges against 21-year-old Matthew Kramer II and 20-year-old Jacob Carrion Hamilton in the death of Shane Van Nguyen of Fort Wayne. Kramer is charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and resisting police. Carrion Hamilton is facing charges of assisting a murder, abuse of a corpse, and resisting police. Court documents say Kramer asked Nguyen for a ride from Elkhart to Fort Wayne on Friday, the last day Nguyen was seen alive. Once they were in Fort Wayne, they went to a storage facility on Coliseum Boulevard where Kramer had a unit. According to police, when they arrived at the storage facility, Kramer told Nguyen to put his back to him. He then put him in a chokehold until he was unconscious. When Kramer went to remove Nguyen from the van, Nguyen's head hit the pavement hard. Documents say Kramer dragged Nguyen into the storage unit, killed him, and left him there. The next day, police say Kramer and Carrion Hamilton dismembered Nguyen's body inside the storage unit. Documents say they were going to dispose of the body behind an abandoned building early Sunday when they saw a police car in the parking lot. The suspects took off in Nguyen's van. Carrion Hamilton bailed and ran while the police say Kramer crashed into a fence near Lake Avenue before he ran. Police searched the van and found Nguyen's remains. They also found receipts for a large knife and tarp that were bought in Goshen, which police say helped them identify the suspects. A U-Store representative says the company is cooperating police, but otherwise has no further comment. In Fort Wayne, I'm Kelsey Mannix, Fox 55 News.
A third man identified by police, Cody Clements, he turned himself in on Monday and has not been charged with a crime.
So he says he has not been charged with a crime, but that's not true. Maybe at that time. But I've linked several news videos, a couple articles that's in good detail. And that person has been charged with assisting a criminal in a murder. And I'm assuming he probably will get some type of a good plea deal. He'll probably, talk. He turned himself in. He's probably going to talk and, tell whatever. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around what eluded them to do this, why he was the target. Again, I want to stress he's no relation at all to Kevin. A lot of people thought that in the beginning. The name is spelled the same. It's not pronounced the same. He was a family friend, but we don't know, do we? We don't know what makes people do the crazy, evil things that they do. But we live in a society today that almost every day we can turn on the news and see something horrible happening, evil. And we don't know why, and we don't understand. I don't understand. I didn't put his picture up just because I think his viewing, funeral, memorial, whichever has just happened in the last day, or maybe today, I don't know, just for respect for the families. And I just didn't put a picture up, so there's no picture on this. I know he was loved by the community. I did put a video in there about that. There was a couple boys, one in particular. I don't know the situation, but he didn't have a father, and so he had looked at Shane as his father throughout his life. And this was a good man. And for who knows what reason, he's no longer in that community now. I guess the only good that's going to come out of this, hopefully, is they do have the people who did this to him. At least his family does have that. And now we can hope and pray that they get the just sentences that they deserve. I also did link a GoFundMe for the family. The cousin started that. Shane had owned a small business, and that's what supported the family. So there's a GoFundMe I had linked for the family. So if you would just share that, GoFundMe around. And if you do feel so to donate, that's between you and, So, I think that's all I have. Yes, this is short. It's different than a live, as I can't discuss with my people. But I just felt led to do this. I follow Kevin's family's page, and I saw this, and I thought, wow, you know. So other than that, I hope you all have a good weekend. And those of you that do, please pray for the family. And please keep Kevin Nugent's family in your prayers. I so want them to get justice. And Angie Barlow and just all those out there that are searching and longing for justice. And there's many, many that's been waiting. Need that miracle. So, okay, guys. I will see you around in the chats. I'll see you sometime next week. I'm going to be digging into, like I said, those cases that don't get any attention. And just one real quick note. Pray for the families of Delphi. There's so much craziness going on in the case right now over the net. There's things they don't need to see or want to see or hear. Chadwell has not been called a suspect by LE. For the family's sake, I hope they do need closure. But there's so much going on that the families just don't need to see or hear. On that note, guys, have a great weekend. God bless.